Today in VR, I talk about the PlayStation VR 2. I've had it for about a week now. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's fun. Let's just say that. More in the episode. Elsewhere, the Gorillaz DLC is something that me and Samson just can't stop playing. Speaking of DLC, Walkabout Mini Golf has just announced this Upside Town new DLC coming out next week. And finally, there's a Taco Bell metaverse wedding that just happened. A couple just got married in the metaverse, probably the first of many. Maybe this is the future. All that and more. So let's talk Oculus. Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 77. I'm your host, as always, Dan from Playtest VR, and joined with me is the new birthday boy, is Samson. How you doing?
Yes. I am doing well. I am 34.
Nice. How was your birthday? It was on the day of everyone was listening to this last week.
It was a normal day of work. My birthday was
normal day. Fair enough. Yeah. Do you have some good food at least? Do you have some good
Wednesday
food?
birthday. What did I do for dinner? Oh, I mean, yeah, I got myself some decent food.
Decent food, but doesn't want to disclose the food.
I had a nice evening, a nice evening to myself.
Okay, very nice. Did you get any VR done on your birthday week at all?
In the birthday week, I did. Going right into it, huh?
Let's get straight into it.
Right into it. Synth Riders DLC.
Let's go.
Gorillaz.
Let's go.
And I also listened to the new Gorillaz album a few times.
Me too, actually. Me too. I didn't even know it was coming. I didn't even know it was out, and it was because of this. I was like, oh, I'm in the Gorillaz mood, and I was like, oh, there's a new album that just literally dropped today or something. You know?
Yeah. It's wild. I was like, oh, that's really good search engine optimization there by Synth Riders.
Absolutely. Timed it perfectly. But ignoring the Gorillaz album, but what do you think of the Gorillaz pack itself?
Oh, solid. The mapper is really getting good at that game. If you play original tracks, and I imagine it's like this in Beat Saber too, probably most rhythm games, I guess, in VR specifically. They're just like learning how to properly map them that feels best.
Yeah.
And I felt like I love playing them through. It's a solid 23 minutes or 25 minutes.
Shout out to Kai, patron and friend of the show, who is number one of pretty much all of those expert leaderboards. As the last time I looked, which was like
a different
2
Kai,
days ago.
100%.
Is it
a different Kai?
Is it different Kai? No, it's
100%.
It's on my friends list.
Mm.
It's on this Kai is on my friends list. Maybe it's a different Kai, and I just have a different Kai on my friends list. So shout out to the Kai who's on my friends list, who is number one in almost every single leaderboard.
I believe it's different. I mean, my friend Kai is at Patreon.
Yeah,
and he don't play that game.
It's definitely a different Kai then. I have a Kai on my friends list, so shout out to Kai. You're probably on my friends list from either the YouTube or this. So shout out to Kai, friend of potentially the show or the YouTube channel, who's on the top of everything. I know obviously last time we talked, we said, our favorite Gorillaz song. I think I said Dare, you said Melancholy Hill, right?
Yes.
Yes. In terms of the synthesizers pack though, do you have a favorite song from there, or is it the same one that you like?
I don't know that I can give that yet. I don't know.
No?
I do find that my worst score is in like Clint Eastwood because that's one I find that I'm singing the most.
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah. But I do really like Melancholy Hill, so I guess I'll just stick with that.
I would say I do really like Dare in it. It's very fun. But my favorite one is the new track with Tame Impala and I can't remember the other person.
Something.
Is it New Blood or something like that? I can't remember.
Like that. I forget the name. Yeah.
I mean, I have the track list here. Hold on. New Gold.
Well, then
New
just read it.
Gold.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, New Gold. That's my favorite one. It's the most, I feel like it's the most, for me, dancey
That
slash
is a fun one. Yeah.
good synth riders kind of song, that just works really well. And I find myself going to that one a lot. In fact, today I did a VR workout in Supernatural, but it was only a 23 minutes, and I like to do like 30 minutes. But as soon as I finished the 23, I went straight into synth riders and did like pretty much all of those songs, bar a couple, and I think I did a Bruno Mars track as well. And I was like, this is just great,
I do find like I have a solid 25 to 30 tracks that I use when I
Yeah,
want to work out.
yeah.
And these ones definitely I'm not burning. It's not peak Synth Riders workout, which is, is fun.
No,
It's fun.
no. I
But I
mean,
do have fun playing them. Yeah.
Dare does get me, to be honest.
There's a couple upbeat ones for sure.
There's a couple already upbeat ones, but not
Yeah.
all of and most of them aren't, to be honest. Because even like
Yeah.
Feel Good, Melancholy Hill and Clint Eastwood and such, they're not like super slow, but they're not dancey fast that you're gonna,
Exactly.
where New Blood, for example, is it New Blood? No, I just got it. New Gold. So New Gold is and Dare is and such, and that does get your heart rate. I'm currently on expert mode, but I'm not a master. I tried master, I keep failing. But expert is I can finish.
You gotta
expert.
play no fail mode, man. You gotta play
Yeah,
no
that's
fail
true.
mode.
That's
That's
true.
how you improve. That's how you practice.
Is there any other customizations that you normally do, or is it just no fail that you turn off?
I
On, rather.
turn. I mean, I don't. I do. I think because it only starts docking your score after you fail. So if
Right.
you have no fail on, like it doesn't necessarily usually affect me.
Hmm.
And then I usually play. I'm usually on master 2 times speed with small notes.
So you're master 2 times speed, the notes are smaller, and you're still getting top scores.
Usually.
That is a man, a 34-year-old man with humble pie right there with this synthesizer scores. But you need to start climbing those
I think I was
leaderboards.
only. I think I was like top 10 in one or two of them. For a little bit.
Mhm.
I doubt it now.
Here's a good thing, and obviously we'll get on to the PlayStation VR 2 impressions. Obviously I've had it for a week now, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But
You got to get Synth Riders on PSVR too.
well, apparently it is very good. I was reluctant because I have it on Quest with pretty much every song on there already, right? And
Yeah, I guess don't get the DLC or something. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, even when playing some of the Gorillaz ones like Dare, I am sliding left and right in my room, and I feel like with the cable, it's
the visuals are gonna pop that more. It looks better on
and obviously
PSVR, yeah, for sure.
the apparently the feedback on the controllers is really good too,
Hmm.
But yeah, I might get synthesizers. I
You
don't
might
know.
even feel it on the face too when you hit
Yeah.
the things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I might get it. I'm not sure I might get it, but what I was going to say is that it's a big telling factor that I've had the PlayStation VR since obviously it came out Wednesday, and I've had Synth Riders since Thursday, and I've played more Synth Riders than any other PlayStation VR.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've been loving it. I've just been like even on Friday, I started work and I had a little bit of downtime, and I was like, "Let me just quickly do a couple songs,
Oof.
just get
I
in
got to
there
get
and
back in. Yeah.
get back, it's one of those. It's one of those. So yeah, I've been playing a ton of it. I've been playing a ton of it and just playing the Gorillaz pack more than anything and just having a great time. And it's funny when we first started this podcast, I think the first 30 episodes we always mentioned synthesizers, and we kind of stopped recently, and now we spent the first 10 minutes of this podcast talking about it. But it's good if you've
Exactly.
not had synth riders, then if you've not played it before, then I would recommend it as a different type
It's a great
of.
intro. It's a good intro.
It's an easy intro, yeah. And it's just a different type of rhythm game rather than just a shooting or your
Yeah.
classic Beat Saber, which is everywhere as well, right? So, it's
I
one of
got
those.
four top 25 on Gorillaz right now. So yeah, I do got to get back in.
Yeah, you're slacking. You're slacking.
I'm not. I don't even have perfects on two of them. Clint Eastwood is one of them, and then Cracker Island. I think
Nice.
Cracker Island's hard, from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't play that one as much, to be honest. Cracker Island.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But anyway, that's the Gorillaz music pack. I think what else have I been playing with? I'm trying to say what I'm doing before getting into PlayStation VR 2 territory. Um, have I been playing anything else on Quest? Oh, I haven't. But I put my friend in Walkabout for the first time. I think we spoke about it last week on the show that I was gonna try and figure out what course. What I did is I just put her in Tourist Trap to start off for 9 holes, and then went straight to Atlantis. And Atlantis is really hard for someone who's brand new because of it's just
How the
thinking
hills.
you're thinking
Yeah.
differently, right? You know, it's different for us because we've played every single one and such, and it's different. You go, okay, I need to hit it. You need to realize what the board does and where to actually go and where's the
And
best
Tourist Trap is
spots.
probably way easier.
Way, way easier. Tourist Trap hard is easy. You know, I think we spoke about that before when we ranked the hard mode games. So yeah, Atlantis I went in and then we put her in Bogey's Bonanza as well. And that was a good one. That was a good like
Happy
mid-tier
medium.
one.
Yeah.
And I also put the Sweetopia hard on just to see how the hard is. Way too hard to do. I was like, okay, we'll
Really?
just go through the easy levels first, and then we'll build up to. Because yeah, she played like 3 holes and was like, I'm just so bad at this. I'm getting
We
maxes
should. Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's do something else. But no, that's the thing. Walkabout is just a perfect first time in VR game. You
Definitely.
know, hardly any controls. All you need is like the trigger button. You don't even need to move, and
Yeah,
you
you
don't
can
even need to
teleport
teleport.
or yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
because
have
you
to.
just trigger it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you could
true.
just use trigger if you want to. Eventually she got the teleport and such, and found a couple lost balls, which was nice on my account. But
You
yeah,
teach her how to fly.
no, no, baby steps, baby steps. The thing I just don't want to get motion sick. That's the thing because it will ruin it. You know, so
Yeah.
early on. Much later on, you get motion sick. Okay, I feel it a bit, but like but it's so and so like almost every day now. She's been going. Oh, I just wanna. I've been thinking about Walkabout. Let's kind of dive in. And it's funny because
That's funny.
I put her in PlayStation VR 2, and in Horizon Call of the Mountain, there's a mode called Machine Safari, where it's like a Disneyland ride where you're just
So you're
sat in a
sitting.
boat
Yep.
and things are happening. And I put her in that, and she was like pretty. This is like wild and such. But then that was it.
How
There was
long
no
is how long
five
is that
minutes.
experience?
It's
Okay.
like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds good for the arcade.
It's good for the arcade, yeah, because you feel the haptics and such, and you see all the visuals, and you're like, wow, and such. And but she was like, no, I just want to go back to Walkabout though. I'm like, I don't need to play the PlayStation. Yeah, So it's one of those.
Well, Walkabout will be coming.
It will be, yeah, and I probably will get it on there too, just so like my roommate can play Walkabout with me or something like that, and it'll be pretty fun. But is there anything else that you've been playing in VR though?
No, but I did learn that this kid I got a Quest 2 for has been playing a lot of Rec Room with his friends.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, apparently he comes home from school and plays like daily for a little bit.
That's cool. That's cool. I saw an image, I can't remember who posted it on Twitter. It might be Eric for president, but I saw an image of this kid in like a restaurant just with the Quest 2 on with the
Really?
mum and dad. Yeah, yeah, he just had it like he brought his Nintendo Switch over or something like that, but he just had the
As
Quest on.
Quest. That's funny.
And I was like, wow, it's getting popular. It's getting really popular. Um, all right, Samson, do you wanna read our sponsor and then we'll get into the PlayStation VR 2 impressions?
Yeah, did you want to talk any more about your PlayStation VR 2 experiences?
No,
Or
no,
do you want
I'll
to
talk
save
about it
it?
after. I'll talk about it after.
Okay, okay,
I'll talk about it
gotcha,
after.
gotcha, gotcha. After the sponsor.
After.
Mixture by Played with Fire. In this story-driven action-adventure, an exiled knight in search of redemption reluctantly strikes a pact with a power-hungry alchemist who can twist the properties of elemental matter, which is hand-controlled. The other part's third-person controlled. I missed that. Together, they form a force, not a farce. Together they form a force to be reckoned with. Yet a new threat appears, one that will challenge their alliance. This title features 2 characters, each with unique controls and abilities, challenging platforming, collectibles, power-ups, numerous boss fights, and a long campaign. Mixture is scheduled to release in late February for MetaQuest 2.
Yeah, it's already out. It's got decent reviews. Long campaign, you said, is 8 hours long, or 8+ hours.
I would say that's long.
Yeah. And I don't think not many
I wonder
reviews
how
have
hard
come
it
out.
is.
Not many reviews have come out of it, but a few people who have seen do say it's good. And one of the things that they don't like is that the presentation they say is not the best on the Quest.
Like
And everything's in,
graphically?
yeah. And everything's done in text boxes, which doesn't really bother me, but that's been a negative.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
Like in Pokemon, for example, all the speech is just text boxes
Ah, yes.
rather than voiceover, which has never, I'm not gonna lie, it's never really bothered me having text boxes. It's always been in Zelda, like you get text boxes and such, like never really bothered me.
What? Hmm. Yeah.
You gonna say something?
No, it's just I went to the website to go check it and I could just get it, but I didn't pay for it. There's no way. But it's
Oh,
just there.
that's because it's sponsored for the show.
Yeah, it's amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful sponsorship.
Well, thanks, Mixture, for sponsoring
thank
the
you.
show. I still haven't got into it, to be honest, but
Clearly I haven't, but I will get it.
yeah, I'll try and remember to. It's been a busy week because of the PlayStation VR 2. So let's kind of get into that. What I'm going to do is I'll give you my impressions of initial impressions over the first week. But next week we have PJ, a friend of the show from VR Verdict podcast, coming on to talk more about it. Next week will be more of a Let's Talk PlayStation, let's just say, where we'll go through like pretty much everything with him and such. And then after that, we'll go more back to the Quest going forward with the podcast, to be honest. But yeah, and feel free, Samson, if you have any questions, let me know. I didn't bring it with me. I should have brought it with me so I can like show it on the camera, but I didn't. First impressions.
It's
I'm gonna
definitely
start. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say there's definitely a lot of the content creation out there in
Yeah,
VR.
it's true. If you want to see it,
it shifted to the PSVR 2.
That's true.
Go on.
Okay, so first things first. It feels very premium. It feels like it feels very similar to the PSVR 1 if anyone's played that, but it's bulky as hell. Like when you put it on, it's like twice the size of my face. It's big. But the FOV is also quite wide. I think it's 110 degrees, and you do notice it. The FOV looks almost perfect, right? Maybe it could do with a little bit more degrees.
Does it look wider than
looks
the
very
Quest?
Yeah, much wider than the Quest. The Quest feels like it's got the vignette on, if you think about it, like in motion sickness games. No, much wider.
Yeah, it feels like goggles,
It's a bit awkward to put on because it's very different to the Quest. There's a few buttons you have to press there's a front facing button, and then there's the back button, and there's a twisty knob. There's like it's a bit of a process.
Quest, do you use the Halo strap?
I used the Elite strap, right? So it's just pull on,
different.
done, right? So it might be similar to standard Halo strap. The controllers feel good. The only two things problem with the controllers is because it's not really a problem, but the haptic triggers when you're playing a game which uses the adaptive triggers with a lot of force, so like the Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge that you can get from Quest. Haptic triggers feel great on that because every single gun has its own feel to it. But just the way the controllers are done, when you're pressing like the haptic trigger and the vibration, sometimes your hand starts to slip down the controller. Or maybe because I don't have the biggest hands, I just start to slip down the controller.
When you drop your gun?
You just drop your gun. Yeah, you just drop your gun. Speaking of drop your gun, though, I've said this on Twitter recently, but the grip button is not very good at all. The grip button feels like just a button rather than an actual, like on the Quest 2, you have a nice.
It juts out more. Yeah.
And also the Quest 2 grip is just like it's pretty light to press, right? It's not like a button. You just like it's like a trigger.
But you really have to hold it. Yeah.
But when you hold it on the Quest, you don't have to hold it with much force, and you can grip it.
Yeah, but on the PSVR 2, you really got to hold it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly, because you're pressing a button, and it doesn't protrude much at all. And the thing is, with the Star Wars game, for example, you get you pick up your gun with the grip button, and then you're holding your grip button, and it's like it's kind of painful to hold because you're like pushing in pretty hard. So you just had to change the settings to go sticky grip, where you just press it once and then it's just
And holds it. Yeah.
gripped for you, which I don't like. I do prefer the when you don't, it's not sticky grip, but it is what it is. But the adaptive triggers are sick, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to shooting games, they do make a difference. They do
How's
make
the
a
face
difference.
haptics?
Face haptics are good but subtle. On Horizon, it's very subtle, but you do feel it when you get hit. In Gran Turismo, for example, if you hit the side, it does give you a big boom, which it
That's
is
sweet.
nice. It
That's
is
sweet.
cool. It is cool. It's definitely a novelty more than anything, but it is
Makes me want to crash test dummy game.
yeah, that would be fun. I mean, that's what I mean. I was just playing Gran Turismo earlier today, and I was full speed hitting the side on purpose, just so I could feel the vibration and such.
Just to give it tested out.
Yeah, exactly. The cable's not really a problem. It is just one cable, and it's pretty long. I think we said it was 4.5 feet or something last time, but it's longer than the link cable for Quest. And I just plug it into from the PSVR 2, and I never feel
When you're good, yeah.
you just forget it's there, you know?
How big's your living room? Couch isn't too far.
No,
Or are you playing standing?
my couch is probably a meter away at best.
Okay.
You know, it's not that far, but it's far enough for like a big TV, like a 50-inch TV. It's like far enough. But even that, I have so much excess cable
Just
too.
50 inches, huh?
I think it's 55.
Y'all got to upgrade.
I just upgraded the TV last year. We had a 40-inch TV.
What?
I
That's
upgraded to
crazy.
55. I didn't want to break the bank, especially when you're renting and you're living with people, you know.
You got to go Black Friday hunting.
Yeah, I didn't get it for
That's
Black
the
Friday. It's true.
Black Friday is a TV day with roommates to do because they just sell. There's like brands that only exist on Black Friday. Good luck returning it ever,
Like
or like
Ineos
getting
and
it.
random stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But very good deals, you know.
Amazing deals, yeah, amazing deals. A lot of people on Twitter and online, and I think Kimberly as well mentioned it, friend of the show, Patreon, on Discord, that she's had like graphical issues in terms of what it looks like. A lot of people say you got to find the sweet spot. Kimberly said she thinks
The
she's
sweet
found
spot's really small.
yeah, essentially she's kind of found the sweet spot, but it's still a lot of ghosting happens. You know, for example, if someone moves, you can see it's like it's got low refresh rate in a way where it's like 60 hertz instead of 120 when it's just you
Yeah.
can see it when they're moving and such. I have not really had any issue with any graphical getting the sweet spot. I don't know if there's something to do with my eyes. But everything's
You
been
do have good
fine.
eyes.
I had laser eye surgery in December, so maybe that's helped it. But I've had no issues whatsoever when it comes to graphics. Like even if it's not right slightly, I
It
can
still
go
looks good.
quite far on the IPD and it still looks pretty fine. Um, the Mura effect is a thing. I've never heard of Mura, but people have been talking about it. Essentially, what that is that you can kind of see graininess in the screen. You can kind of see the pixels. Imagine like you go in front of your TV and you can see the pixels. You can see a little bit of
Yeah.
like graininess like that. But honestly, once you might notice it, but after you play about 2 or 3 or 4 hours
Get used
of the PlayStation VR, you just get used to it and it just disappears. You hardly notice it,
I
right?
think Thrill Seeker posted a picture of that.
Yeah. You hardly notice it. I don't think it's a big deal. You just one of those things you just get used to. You just get used to in the end. I was spoiled when I had the Quest Pro, those lenses, because being pancake lenses, the sweet spot was wherever you wanted to be, and it always looked
It
crystal
looked good.
clear.
Yeah, those look good.
And I think, yeah, that I'm a bit spoiled about that when I had the Quest Pro, to be honest. But that's why I'm excited for the Quest 3 a lot because sounds like it's gonna have those similar lenses, and it's gonna look really good. Um, so hardware wise, great. I had a few games, so I'll just run through the games real quick. And then obviously I'll talk about it more next week. Horizon is wicked. So much fun. A lot of climbing. It's more of a climbing game.
Like
But
70% climbing, they said in the
yeah, but
reviews.
imagine Climb 2, but then you also have the fun action sequences as well. So
And way
it's
more to interact with, it looked like. Like
way more
Sally
than
Bradley showed a video of him,
you can
like,
interact with almost anything. So
yeah,
maybe
hitting a
leaves,
leaf.
there's
Yeah.
apples. They always, for some reason, well, I don't know why, but they leave musical instruments everywhere, like maracas
Really?
and tambourines and
You can
such.
play them?
Yeah, you can play them. So you can get like a tambourine and you can just, and
That's pretty
smack it and
cool.
such. Maracas, they leave different tools out. There's like a big gong, now and again. So you just grab the mallet and you just bang, when you're high up. There's these targets that as you're climbing, they're like hidden targets where you have to bow and arrow them to just get collectibles, which is fun.
Like
The climbing's
bonus
really
things.
good. So you can climb with the grip button because the grip button sucks though. You can also climb with just the triggers,
Yeah, so
and
you're
it
good.
actually feels good because it uses the adaptive triggers to add resistance.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
It's not just climbing. Well, it is climbing, but then you have climbing with your hands, but then you also can have pickaxes. So there's areas where you need a pickaxe and such. And you
Into
can also
ice.
jump
Yeah.
and try and make, and there's ropes and such you have to climb as well.
There's no endurance like in Climb 2, though.
There's no like endurance mode, but there is one section towards the start where you do this massive action sequence and then you climb. And it feels like you've climbed for 30 minutes before any action happens. And I was like, I'm freaking exhausted just it's
Just
just
climbing. Yeah,
just
yeah.
climbing or going by
But
ropes.
I mean, in Climbing 2, if you hold on too long,
Mm,
or with one hand, I mean, your
yeah,
guy will, like, you have
will
to hold on with
fall
two
down.
hands.
I don't think that happens. I've not
Yeah,
tried it,
yeah.
but I don't think there's anything to do anything like that. I haven't spoke about it.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so.
And then it's just very Horizon. It's very triple A. Like after each mission,
Graphically and everything.
graphics it looks good, but then after each mission, you're in your hub, and there's like 3 or 4 different characters. They're doing their own thing. You go speak to them, and if anyone's ever listening to this has played Horizon, it's exactly the same kind of interaction. You're walking through the
Yeah.
town, you're talking to people. It looks very vibrant. Um, it does look really, really good. I wasn't super blown away, but I just think because I've played loads of VR, I think that's what it is. I think if you've not played VR before, you're gonna go, "What the hell? This is
And
amazing."
you've tried PCVR before, too.
I've tried PCVR. Yeah, I've seen Quest Pro visuals in terms of sharpness. It's didn't. So when you start the game of Horizon, you're on the boat and you've got like a sack
Reminds me of
on your
Walking
head.
Dead.
It's
Yeah.
got like a sack on your head, so it's not showing you, and then they take the sack off, and it's like, whoa, you know. Um, we spoke about this in like, for VR in general, you get the sense of scale, and the sense of scale when you see all the different type of robotic dinosaurs is
They come
pretty cool.
close. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
dinosaur, like Jurassic Park. Yeah.
you've got the tall neck, which is like a ridiculously tall kind of giraffe kind of
Hmm.
looking one, right? There's a Lego of it as well, which I did at Christmas, but that thing's massive, massive. You look up and this thing's absolutely huge.
And when they walk, do you feel the rumble?
Yeah, you feel the rumble when they walk. Yeah,
That's cool.
you feel the rumble in your head as well and such. It's really good, and when they hit you, obviously you feel it. I'm only halfway in the game, but it's all the also the fighting, the action stuff is like really simple. Like you essentially say the machine's in the middle, you kind
Hmm.
of go around it in a circle, and you kind of
Like
locked into
strafe
a
around it. Okay.
yeah, you're locked
Yeah.
into a circle and you strafe
Like a
around.
Pokemon battle.
In a way, yeah, in a way. But it feels good. It feels really good because I played the game and pretty much played most of PSVR seated actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say 95% seated. I kind
And
of
you never
liked it.
play your Quest 2 seated.
Never, no, not unless I've played like Moss, for example, or Red Matter. But
Yeah.
most of it is always,
It's
always,
interesting.
yeah, it's always seated. I don't know if it was because I'm in the living room or because of the cable.
So you're climbing seated.
I'm climbing seated. Yeah, I'm like this, and I'm going
That's
around and
bonkers.
such. Yeah, and I just good. It feels really good. Honestly, it feels really good. But the action sequences, like the bow and arrowing, is it's not like strong haptics, but it's really fun. And then you craft arrows too. So when you get the
Yeah, you
arrows,
got to actually
you have
make
to
them. Yeah.
put and such. And honestly, it's worth every penny. It's like they've done really well. It is like a glorified tech demo in a way, but it's really good. And
It
I
was
think it's like an
long
8 hour
ish.
game.
Yeah.
It's an 8 hour game. And it's worth it. It's worth every penny.
By the way, in your climbing, I seen you kind of get up there. That's a t-shirt you should have saved for PJ's episode. Just saying, it is a Pearl Jam shirt.
Oh, the Pearl Jam. Yeah, well, I mean, PJ does stand for Pearl Jam. But hey, maybe I'll wear it next week anyway. You know. Okay, so that's Horizon. I'll try and quickly gloss around the other ones because the other ones aren't as fun.
You're not gonna go get a wheel for Gran Turismo?
Okay, let's go to Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo came yesterday. I was stoked. I've talked about it on this show before, how I don't like Gran Turismo, but it looks
Yeah,
sick.
it's a bit
I
too
gotta
much of a
try it.
sim. Yeah.
Still don't like it. I still don't like it at all. It's first of all, when you go into Gran Turismo,
I mean, it's not visually too awesome. Like,
it's visually great, but it's not blowing. It's not. Horizon's a step above in of terms of visuals.
really?
Like I only think that because maybe Horizon's more vibrant and the racing's more like real in terms of how it's toned down in terms of the HDR. I haven't
What's
played
it like to
Rain yet.
sit in a car, though?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. It feels like you are in the car. You know, I was
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
a Mazda and I was
Like
like,
flight sim. Yeah.
my dad has a Mazda and I was like, yeah, this all looks very similar and such, right? Um, the racing is good. The driving's good. Obviously, I don't have a wheel. I've done it with the controller where you can use the gyro of the
Really?
controller, and it actually it's all right. But
Really?
yeah, it's actually all right. But it's not. If you just want to try it, it's actually all right. Yeah, it's not like Wii. It's a little bit more in depth than that. And the triggers have adaptive triggers, obviously, because you're playing with the controller.
And you
So
can
when you're
control all
braking,
right with it?
yeah, you can control all right with it. Yeah, I would never say you should buy it and use this exclusively. Like
Did you
I went
prefer the
back.
joystick? Okay.
Yeah, eventually I went back to the joystick.
Yeah.
Um, I can see though the wheel would be like another level. It would be
Hmm.
fantastic. Um, but the thing is that the problem with Gran Turismo is that it's so sim that the menus are dumb. It's like I'm on the PC because there's a mouse and as such. It's like not optimized for a controller, which doesn't make any sense because it's a console game. Um, when you finally start the game after hours of downloading, and then they give you a 5 minute intro sequence that you can't skip. And it goes on for long. It feels like it goes on for 20 minutes, but it's
I've
five
heard about
minutes
this.
for
Yeah.
ages. It's stupid. Anyway, once you're in there, then you go to the garage or the garage, however you want to say it. And you pick your car. So you get your car and you have to get like a Mazda, right? You can't get like a
Yeah, some
Frontosa, like you
crummy.
don't
Yeah,
own.
yeah,
Then you have to go to um then you have to go somewhere else. I can't remember where you go. And then you have to go to a cafe and then you sit down, have a coffee kind of thing and go through this
yeah.
menu.
It's
And then you
long
can
before you get to your first race.
then you go to the world tour to kind of do your first race. But then the first race you kind of just have to do with your car. There's no feat that I don't know why there's an option where I can just go, let's just play any car that you can. So I can just jump into you have to do the whole game, you have to do progression, right? So maybe I
I
not
mean,
fall in love with it.
multiplayer is even locked behind like an hour of the campaign, I think. Something
Yeah, I
like
don't think
that.
you can do anything yet. There's like the and
Yeah.
I went into this. There was multiplayer in the top right actually, and I clicked on it. It said you have to be level 3 or level 4 or
Yep.
something before you can
Yeah.
play it. I'm like, these are my frustrations of Gran Turismo rather than the actual VR stuff, and
I
this is
got
why
you.
I don't like the game. But like with freaking Horizon with Forza,
It's
I
too
can just
slow.
Forza, I can just jump into a quick race multiplayer.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know, any car. Let me just choose any car.
Mhm.
But the showcase, they have a VR showcase part where you
Yeah, that
can
looks
just
pretty cool. Yeah,
walk
you can
around the
walk
car.
around. Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. The cars do look really good. Some of the environments are really fun. I just had to do the
Can you
basic
do
one.
that? Do you have to unlock the cars to do that, or can you look at
No,
any
you can
car?
do that anytime.
Okay,
That's
that's
something you can
cool.
do anytime. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go onto the car and there's a view showroom
Yeah,
button and you hear the engines revving and such, and it's really
that's
cool.
cool. Vroom vroom.
If you're really into cars, I expect that, you'll
Getting
love
this.
that, you'd love that. But I just want to race with them. I want to feel it.
Hmm.
So yeah. It's the only game that I've played so far where I've like, I don't know if I like this. Maybe I'll
Dude,
return this game.
you gotta play it enough to unlock multiplayer and then play with PJ.
Yeah. I just gotta keep playing it. I just gotta keep playing it. Because a lot of people love it. And I can see if I had a wheel it'd be sick, but I'm not throwing down another
That's
$300.
expensive, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't have the setup for it. But anyway, that's Gran Turismo. I'll play more of that soon. Resident Evil 8 is sick. It's great. It's weird how it's not made for VR, but it's kind of worked well. There's only weird things is that sometimes when it goes into a cutscene or some menus or so, it goes back to flat screen and it kind of takes you out a bit. But I think that's what they did for Resident Evil 4 on the Quest anyway.
Yeah.
The same thing. But apart from that, it's exactly like Resident Evil 7 in terms of how well it's done. It's really scary. And Resident Evil 8, I've played a bit of it already and I never found it scary at all. But being in VR just makes it.
Yeah.
It's when you're outside and you're in the snowy area, which is the most of the start of the game, you're fine. You know, there's like these werewolves trying to attack you and such, but you're fine. You're not as scared. It's when you're inside the first like manor or mansion kind of thing, and it's dark, you know, because the HDR and OLED screen is really good, and you've just got like a flashlight and such. That's when it's
really dark,
really scary. Once again, haptics everywhere. So that's really good. And then I was playing a bit of What the Bat, but then What the Bat's a bit weird
You
for
bought that on
PlayStation.
PlayStation?
Yeah, so what they actually gave that one to me for free.
Okay.
So I downloaded it, and What the Bat, the problem with is What the Bat and Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator, it requires you to have a 2 by 2 meter play space mapped out. So it won't let you start the game unless you have it mapped out.
Okay.
So I have to go in and like customize my play space.
And you were sitting, so yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, get the hell up, right? And I was scared when I was playing What the Bat. I was scared because I was like swinging a baseball. I was like, oh, I don't even know if I'm close to my TV now.
Yeah.
You know. But that exactly the same as.
But you set up a barrier, right? You set up a.
Yeah, I did, but I was like, I could easily swing too hard and go.
But make it way closer than the TV on that side.
That's true. I gotta just figure out a way to make it 2 by 2 though at the same time. So because it won't turn it on unless you hit 2 by 2. So but anyway,
walk to a side.
But I just deleted it though, to be honest, because it's exactly the same as the Quest version. It's no different. It's like, you know, if you've got the Quest version, then you don't need to buy this one. I downloaded Mossbook 2, but I haven't started that one yet. Also I have Demio, but I haven't started Demio yet. I got Demio from Resolution Games. So I haven't started that one yet. I'm sure Demio looks
that one
great,
probably looks good. Yeah, like PSVR, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, I think, for the games that I've played. I'm trying to think if I have tried another one. Oh, Kayak as well. Kayak VR Mirage. That wasn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be. But it's nice.
Didn't feel good?
No, it's kind of like it takes a second to get good at it, to be honest.
Definitely. Yeah.
Not as easy as thought, but those visuals are sick.
Yeah.
It looks so much like you're there.
Did you play the rain one, like the storm?
No, I haven't played the storm one yet.
Yeah, the storm.
I played the night one and it was too dark. I don't know if that was because of the visual, because of the HDR and OLED, but it was just so dark until you got to a more lighter area. But
every time I boot up that game, you boot up into a pool, and I just smell chlorine. Like that's how immersive.
Yeah.
It's
the
weird.
Pool is so good. The pool's so like top tier, and also when you dunk your face in the water, the sound also changes, which is cool. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. Also with the PlayStation VR 2, there's no like speaker on it, but
you have to have
headphones which plugs in, which kind of follows the perimeter of the back, so it kind of is flush. And the headphones they have on the headset itself, it has like rubber ears where you can just put in your earphones in, so they're always there, and you can just plug them out, put them in. The cable's only like this small, right? Just tiny. But they sound really good. They sound like really, really good, and they're very noisy.
And you can use your own too, right?
You can use your own, yeah, and you can even Bluetooth headphones to the PlayStation 5, and that will work.
There won't be lag. There won't be too much lag.
I don't think there is much lag at all, because I think a lot of
try that before next pod.
But maybe I should try that with my Bluetooth headphones. I do have Sony Bluetooth headphones.
Your AirPods too. Yeah.
Yeah. But overall impressions, not blown away. But I think that's more because I've played VR a lot. I still like my Quest more because of the freedom of it, and I think it's also because I have roommates and I can just play it in the bedroom and play it wherever. Where this one is like I'm tethered to to the living room, and what if someone else wants
The
to watch?
wire is long enough to make it to your bedroom?
No, no, not at all, not at all. Yeah, not blown away. I'm not going to return it at all. Although I was Gran Turismo made me put the thought in my head. I was like, I don't know if I want this anymore. But I'll definitely probably get rid of Gran Turismo, but I'm gonna keep playing it more until I get the big cars first. But it'll probably be one of the first ones I trade in. It's a disc, so it's fine. And probably pick up Switchback or Walkabout or Walking Dead or something like that when that comes out. But when people say there's not many games for it, even though there is a lot of games for it, it does feel like there's not many games because a lot of those games
You already
feel
have.
smaller, feel Quest-like. They feel smaller.
The
Where there's
indie
not
games,
many
yeah.
Horizon games, I think is what people are saying. But Horizon and Resident
They
Evil are the two heavy hitters, in my opinion.
and they have some showcase coming up soon where I think they're gonna have some heavy
Yeah,
hitters for VR.
yeah. So they had a state of play, which is their small little one, and they announced four different titles, three new ones and one, I think Green Hell, which is obviously on everything
Yeah.
nowadays. Which look
But they
some of
have
the
like another one coming out. And
but yeah,
another
they
like
have
state of play. Yeah.
the showcase is their
Yeah.
big conference, and it's going to be apparently massive for the second half of the year. So we'll see what games are out. Like I'm happy with it. I'm just not blown away by it that I thought I was going to be. I wasn't as blown away. I think because the headset feels already old in a way, where it's like this is big and chunky. And we've had the
I
Quest
mean,
Pro.
it doesn't feel better than the Quest 2.
It does. It's more comfortable than the Quest 2. It's very light.
Yeah.
It's very,
It
very
just
light.
needs software. Software will get there. I mean, it's brand new.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Just needs software. And the one last thing I'll say before we move on, and end part one of the show is I also got the charging stand for the controllers. I've seen a lot of hate for the charging stand because people don't realize when it's charged or not because it's because the controller's a bit of an odd shape, right? The charging stand's massive, but there's I realized yesterday that the where it actually clips in, where it charges, where the USB-C part is, it's magnetic. It's magnetic. So if you do it
So it's
slowly, you
quite,
can
yeah,
feel the magnet click in, and you're fine.
good,
So
yeah.
everyone chill the F out with the charging
Hmm.
stand. The charging stand's fine. It's
Just
nice
go
as well.
slow.
Just go slow. Just like, and you'll hear you'll feel the magnet attached, and you're like, okay, I'm good. But yeah, did you have any questions on the PSVR 2 or pretty much covered
No.
most of it there?
Yeah, and I've kept up with the content.
Oh, and also I was gonna say because I think you put in the Discord that you want the PSVR 2 or you're like you're getting FOMO because people want the PSVR 2. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone
just
should
sort of,
run out and get a PS5 and PSVR 2. It's too much. It's too
yeah,
it's not there yet.
I mean, I want a discount or a package,
Yeah.
something like this.
It's fun, but I think somebody I can't remember in the Discord or someone from my last YouTube channel asked about it or something like that. I can't remember where it was the question was, but I was like it's fun, but don't run out and try and get it if it's like it's expensive and
Yeah.
it's I would say it's not worth it yet. If they bring something like Half-Life
Really.
or if they could have a God of
I
War.
mean, if you're into sim racing,
Yeah, but then that's another. You're paying top dollar for the. You need the wheel. The wheel's gonna make it
and
epic.
you're also probably already playing on PC, I guess.
And let's be honest, Gran Turismo sucks. Anyway, let's move on to. I just hate the menus. All right, I'm sorry. The menus just make it
Yeah,
more
so many
user
people are
friendly.
loving it, dude.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
getting a lot of love out there.
It's a lot of British people. The British love their cars.
They
Top
really
Gear.
are. It is all the British people. It
There's
is. You're right.
a lot of British. I felt out of love with cars like whilst I finished my mechanical engineering degree. So I think that's why I'm just like whatever. But a lot of British people love it because, we grew up on Top Gear.
Yeah,
I'm sure it made it
yeah,
across the pond, right?
yeah.
Anyway, that will do for
That's it
part
for
one. Yeah. Are you gonna say it? You do it.
no. I was asking you, is that it for part one?
Yeah, that's it for part one. That was our PSVR 2 impressions. In part two, we'll cover the news, which we have an exciting walkabout mini golf course to talk about. I'll see you then.
News. Hey, We know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
Hi, welcome back to part 2. We'll cover the news, but just a quick thing before we get into the news. Just came to us that we've got to mention that synth riders didn't have the experience in Gorillaz, right? Where normally you have that feature song. I think we spoke about it last week, but instead they have a new map. Right?
Yeah, it's basically an experience. So here's the thing. I normally play with stationary map.
Yep.
And so I had seen content creators play on it, and I was like, where is this map? I forgot about it, went to play it, and then it was just stationary. I was like, all right, this is odd. And then I remembered that I had it set to stationary, and then I played it, and I was like, whoa. And it goes through a whole... I mean, it's like a music video, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like an experience in a way.
Yeah,
you get the whole zone, which I'm not sure how I feel about it. For one, I'm like stoked about it, but at the same time, I do like the like the zone.
Here's the thing: it works. It works with every song.
It does. It works with every song. That's true. There's no one song you have to pick. So maybe that's the route they're going to go moving forward. Creating a specific map. Also, I didn't realize how many maps there were in synth riders. I always use the generic one all the time, and there's like quite a few in there. So I definitely need to jump into the other ones for sure. Anyway, let's dive into the news. And the first one, which is fresh, hot off the press, Walkabout mini golf, their new course, Upside Town, has been shown off, i.e. the poster revealed, and it is going to be available for March 9th. Now, they have been teasing this for the last week or two. They've been doing upside down tweets where, I don't know how they even pulled that off. There might just be like something on the computer that you can make the text upside down, but you have to read it upside down.
I mean, who knows? They're Walkabout. They're pretty close to Meta.
It's true.
Meta owns Instagram.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's on Twitter too, but same thing, probably. Same thing. I just want to read out the quick press release. They said, we found a source of inscrutable system of gravity fields originating in the sidewalks, walls, ceilings, and roofs of the neighborhood in Walkabout. Starting March 9th, you'll go to extraordinary lengths to get your shot amidst the weird, bustling city of Upside Town. Samson, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it looks pretty sweet. It looks trippy, as all hell. Like now, it kind of reminds me of that Labyrinth Gravity weird one.
Yeah, Hole 17.
But it looks like there's like squares that will send the ball up, I assume, or
like you have to get
with it in
some
way.
Targets to send it to specific. Now, have you seen the Easter egg that they put in the practice?
I have not. Oh, it's one of those things. It's one of those.
Yeah. So I was playing Walkabout last Wednesday with Dave, friend of the show. Shout out to Dave. And I didn't know about it. He just showed me. We go to practice mode, and in this one little area, you throw the ball there, and it goes back. It goes up.
Okay.
He goes up to the top. Yeah, it goes up to the top. But for some reason, my ball wouldn't do it.
Really?
But Dave's do it every single time. I threw in the exact same spot, and he would go all the way up, and mine just wouldn't go. It just stays. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's just there's a certain update or something like that, and I haven't updated my. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm also excited about the map, Upside Town. It seems like completely different to anything that I've done before, right? It's just going to be like a modern town, I assume, and
with all these generic city.
Yeah, with like a generic city, and they're not really done that, have they? They've done they've done a lot of like fantasy or just like old towns or.
I wonder if it will be entirely like a box, you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna do the entire
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like how is this gonna be? What's
Inception kind of style where they bring the city at top? Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm actually excited though. I think the Fox Hunt's going to be fun, for this one, and I do tend to gravitate to the maps. Like my favorite kind of walkabout maps are the ones with fun physics in there, like Kyoto
Hmm.
Valley, for example, with the wind. I think that might be my favorite one out of all of them. Um, and yeah, so I'm all for this because it just completely changes how you play, and it's just makes it really fun.
They're
So.
definitely not the good intro courses, but yes, they are very fun.
No, they're definitely not intro courses. And March 9th, that's literally next week, right?
It
I've got
is
my
month on release.
yeah, I can't see my calendar right now. It's on my other screen, which is down below. But yeah. I think that'll be the next
February's only got one more day, and then yeah.
that's next podcast. It'll be out, I
Yeah.
think. Next podcast. Which is exciting. So Upside Town. Upside Town. I see what they've done there. I see what they've done
Nailed
there.
it.
Elsewhere, just a quick one here. Meta finally fixed the Quest automatic app updates feature. If you remember, though, it was so frustrating that you have apps that you come in and they say they
Yeah,
need an
you
update, and then
takes so long.
you click update, and it doesn't do anything, and you sometimes have
Yeah.
to restart your Quest to get it update, and that happened on the Quest Pro as well. But they fixed it finally, and it has been fixed. I realized that the other day, when I put it on, all my apps were either updated or they needed updating, and I'd press update and it would work straight away. So it's a good thing. It's actually
Nice.
next news story. Pistol Whip announced the new Overdrive season, which starts from May 1st, which I feel like is ages away. Um, and each what they're going to do, I believe it's
Two
free.
months. 2 months.
As far as I'm aware, it's free, but they haven't really announced it too right. I've seen it randomly dart around that it's meant to be like a free, but they're gonna have new scenes every single month. They're gonna have 5 in total, starting from May 1st. So that would take them all the way to the fall, you know.
Yes.
And I'm assuming they announced this early
October.
because of PlayStation VR's release of Pistol Whip, and also heard
Yeah,
that Pistol Whip is epic on the PlayStation VR because
yeah,
of
that's one
obviously
to
getting
try. That's
gotten
one to
ahead.
try.
Yeah, all these games I'm reluctant to buy because I already own them and have done everything before, but might as well buy them.
You could just like wait for sales. I bet they'll go on sale eventually.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that would be the smart token. That would be the smart thing. But then you get excited because you got the new hardware and you're just like, I'm just gonna buy it. That's why I bought Moss just randomly.
But
And plus
you have enough games. You have enough games right now.
my PlayStation's set to UK as well. So when I see the pounds, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that looks like in Canadian dollars. Let's just buy it. And then it comes out my account and it says like $40. And I'm like, for God's sake. It
That's
looks so
funny.
cheap.
It
It
looks
looks
so
so
cheap.
cheap. Be excited about this. Have you played Pistol Whip recently, or is it a game that's just been on the back burner for a while?
Outside of it being a game we played a lot, or I was showing off a lot at the VR arcade, I didn't really get into it though.
Mm. Do you see this as a game that could be good for new people, though?
Yeah, I think this was a very good game for new people.
Yeah. I always thought it might be a bit too intense with the fast moving motion, but
Um,
might
yeah,
be
put it
might
on
be the
easy
next
mode.
steps at least, you know.
Put them on easy mode with infinite ammo and two
Yeah,
guns.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, maybe I should pick this up, even sale or no sale.
I
Think
bet your
about it.
roommates will like it. Just get them
Yeah,
to pay for
yeah, they won't.
it.
Um, let's move on to another update for the Quest 2. In the V50 update, you can now pin your browser in an app. So you can now go on the browser whilst you're in a VR game or something, which is great for like Walkabout if you're really stuck on said ball or something, or Fox, and you're like, hold on,
But
let me.
you can't watch YouTube at the same time.
You can't do it at the same time, but you can literally pull it up, look at it, and
I
then
see.
go
Yes,
back
yes, yes,
in. So
yes.
it's like taking your headset off, going on your phone, putting it back on. You could just do it in app. It's kind of a nice feature. This used to be exclusive to the Quest Pro, but it looks like I feel like you can. There's a lot of those features for the Quest Pro are also on Quest 2 now, which is kind of going into their Quest 3 release, where this is going to be quite powerful,
Definitely.
um, for what it is. But yeah, it's nice to just look up quick thing, you know. The amount of times where I've just been on the game and you're like, you know what? You quickly
It
check the score. of a game.
You're right. You're right that it is good for like fox hunt YouTubing.
Just little bits like that, right? You can't. But then a lot of these social apps like Golf Plus, Forever Games, they all have the YouTube inbuilt, right?
Built in.
So yeah, so definitely games like that can make it happen. It can make it happen. And then the final news story, I Expect You to Die 3 has been announced from Shell Games. Coming this year, no release date. I was surprised that they announced this now, not just saving it for the showcase in probably a month's time or two. But it's called Cog and Machine. And do you want to read out the little blurb that they put out here?
I'd love to. I'd love to. We have some unique and exciting locations in I Expect You to Die 3, and we can't wait to see how players creatively solve puzzles in a race to beat Dr. Zor at his own game, said Matt Mahone, VP of Engineering and Project Director for I Expect You to Die 3, in a prepared statement. Players new to the series can jump right in and have a great time, and returning fans will appreciate some fun nods to the prior games.
Do you think Matt Mahon sounds exactly what you just said?
No. Yeah, at one point in his life.
Very intense. What are your thoughts on I Expect You to Die? Kind of got into them or not? Or
I have not. I have not. I do think they're both in my library though. As is the
they've been on sale a lot
AR
of times.
experience. There's like a free AR experience as
yeah, well. The home one, I can't remember what it's called, but it came out when the Pro came out. I have both of them too in my library. I think they've been on sale as a dual pack so many times, right? I have not played the second one because I always get stuck on the first one. But what I stopped playing, I kind of should get into it. It's a good seeded game. It's a good seeded game. But yeah, I've only played a little bit of the first one, and once I've got past some of the levels, sometimes they're like what I would say is escape rooms. So if you've ever done an escape room in real life with a bunch of friends and such, they're like escape rooms, but just on your own, you know. Which it might be a good idea if they had a multiplayer co-op version of I Expect You to Die. That might
maybe.
That might be Matt Mahone get the co-op version. That would be fun though, because you can kind of do like an escape room together, right?
Definitely. I only know of like one weird escape room game that I can think of. It's called like Rodent People.
We'll say that again. Rodent People?
Yes, Rodent People.
Huh. I've never heard of that.
I've only heard of it. I've definitely never played it. But,
Rodent People, and it's on, I'm assuming that's a PC VR.
I believe it's on AtLab.
Oh, do you mean Radiant? No, not Radiant Ascent. I can't find it.
Rodent People, or just Google Rodent People Oculus.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Rodent People Origins. It's on AppLab. It's $10 and it's got 5 stars after 11 ratings, but we can't trust the ratings. And you're right, it's co-op. Hidden Gem, a massive
Zim, Rough Talk VR, they all love it.
Oh yeah, that's true. The first two are people we know, so that's fair. Yeah, unique escape room. Took me an hour to finish solo. This is from Zim, friend of the show, F Reality Podcast. He said, took me about an hour to finish solo, but I bet it would have taken similar with 3 buddies. It's trippy, awesome little indie title that should be missed. If I had made this game, I'd be so proud. I hope we see more in this rodent universe. How interesting! It's a good little app jam, hidden gem. So if you've been listening to this podcast this long, you may have found a little gem here. Very good, very good. So someone's already stolen my idea, is what you're saying, and I need to speak of another VR idea.
Yeah, and maybe we could get some people in the Discord to play this escape room game.
Yeah, this might be fun on the Discord for sure. This might be fun on the Discord for $10. It's a good steal. Okay, that will do for the news in part 2. For part 3, we'll talk about anything else. There's no games out this week, but we just want to quickly mention this wedding. So we'll see you in part 3. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube, Spotify, and even Apple Podcasts. And if you really like us and you want to throw us $1, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. Okay, welcome back to part three, which normally we talk about the games out this week, but there is no games out this week. However, there was a metaverse wedding sponsored by Taco Bell. We just want to mention this because it came up on the Discord from Dr. Hero. But so there's Taco Bell have kind of sponsored this metaverse wedding, which was on the 24th of February. It's in Decentraland, a metaverse, I guess. It's sponsored. I
Yeah.
think there's a celebrity MC, Cal Penn. Is Cal Penn the guy from White Castle?
Oh, all right. So yes, and he worked for Obama, I believe. So on the big day, 100 of the couple's invited guests will be able to enjoy the wedding ceremony firsthand through the eyes of their avatars, where they'll even have the chance to meet the master of ceremonies, Cal Penn.
Cal Penn's yeah. Just that name for some reason. I was like, I'm pretty sure that burgers and
Yeah,
Cal
yeah, yeah.
Penn makes sense.
Kumar. Yeah.
Kumar, yeah, Kumar. Over 300 people got invited to this. No, not who applied to this rather. Only over 300 couples applied to this, and one lucky couple get
That is both large and small.
well 600 people, I guess.
Yeah. In the
But
world, that doesn't seem like that many people, but that's a lot of people
that's
to
true.
apply
That's
for a
true.
Taco Bell wedding. It's a
But only
lot of
only
people.
one couple were allowed to tie a knot in Taco Bell's Metaverse wedding, and it was lifelong Taco Bell fans, Shio Mahatnot and Amruta Godbowl. They said I do in their Metaverse celebration, and there's a
Mm.
picture. Actually, I'm gonna save this picture and I'll put it up on the actual video version. But it looks like they're enjoying their Taco Bell. And it says the couple worked
Oh, is
closely
it?
with, yeah.
I was gonna say, is a picture of their first IRL date that took place over a romantic beachfront meal at Taco Bell?
I wasn't looking at that one, but
Okay.
potentially, potentially. And they said the couple worked closely with Taco Bell and their brand partners to plan a outer world event, pushing past proven platforms limitations with never seen before elements in Decentraland, which users will be able to view for a limited time after. And we've got a whole alto here, so I'll put this on the video podcast too.
Never
Um,
before seen in the Central Loopland, not because they're new, but because nobody's wanted to see them.
No one's ever done a wedding. Oh, I'm glad they know each other in couple. Like, obviously, this picture here, they having Taco Bell together. This could have been interesting if it was a couple we've never met in real life, and they've just
Right.
become lovers through like VR chat and then got married. Maybe that's a little too extreme, but
Well,
I'm sure that's going to
wait,
happen.
it says the couple's story started after a mutual friend connected the pair and they shared an hours-long phone call where they learned about each other's lives and upbringings, both of which included a passion, a passion for Taco Bell.
And like,
I don't really know what that means to have a passion
do
for
you have a
Taco Bell.
passion? Do you have a passion for any fast food restaurant?
No. And does Pat like how often do you have to eat the fast food restaurant to
To
really
have a
do
passion.
to have yeah, to what where's your passionhood line? You know? What would
See,
you say?
I've never had Taco Bell in the States, and I feel like that's the optimal Taco Bell. But in my
Is
uni
it
town in Nottingham in the UK, it was the first place in the UK to have a Taco Bell, and I had a Taco Bell, and I got the shits the next day.
okay, so it sounds like normal Taco Bell. It's the same. Yeah,
Okay, I
okay.
wasn't sure if it was a little different.
No. You've had Taco Bell. You've had the full experience. In fact, you've had yeah, the full experience.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Is there no Taco Bell in Canada? Yeah,
No, maybe in Toronto, but definitely not in Vancouver.
interesting.
We like cleaner foods over here. Cleaner foods than a Taco Bell. Do you want to read that second blurb here? It's very interesting.
I did start it, but it was only fitting that one of their first IRL dates took place over romantic beachfront meal at Taco Bell's Pacifica location, which has been named the world's most beautiful Taco Bell. During a trip to Mexico, the love-struck couple were engaged over a meal of tacos. I get it, engaged. And the rest is soon to make Taco Bell and metaverse history.
You know what? Fair play to them. This seems like the perfect wedding for them. I would probably take it a step further, and maybe it would have been better if they had this in a Taco Bell. They just had a wedding in a Taco Bell, but like, you know, I'm
I
not
feel
sure.
like they I feel like they should get unlimited Taco Bell for life or like some sort of allotment of Taco Bell. They do have a passion for it, so
Well, I'm
uh
sure. I'm sure it's a shame I didn't learn about this earlier because it says leading up to the wedding day, there was an open wedding registry on the Taco Bell Discord channel. This is on February 22nd, from 8 a.m. to 6. And its fans can claim drops inspired by couples' favorite Taco Bell items, including like digital gift cards that they can then take to Taco Bell and grab themselves. Um, so yeah, we
yeah.
already got free Taco Bell.
On your trip to Boston, you can get some Taco Bell, but there's way better Mexican food, so I'm
Yeah, I
not sure.
feel like if I ask you when I'm going to Boston and I ask you, hey, what's a good place to eat? And you recommend me Taco Bell, I don't think I'll be happy. Is it also as well, they're they're rich people. So Sheil, which is the guy, he's a co-founder of Better Tomorrow Ventures and a venture capital firm. And the woman is a lawyer at Instagram. So I feel like they got a fair play of money. They could have got an extravagant wedding, and they obviously
And
their passion for Taco Bell just surpassed it.
they can obviously afford better food too.
They could afford proper tacos and proper
Yes.
burritos and whatever else they do
I
in
mean,
Taco Bell.
no offense, like I'll eat Taco Bell here and there, but
Sure.
to declare a passion for Taco Bell, that's something else, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's a little extreme.
I'm
Um,
sorry if you love the pod and now you're done because I think your passion for Taco Bell is over the top out there. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
just my opinion, man.
Doc said in the Discord that he said, I really hope the event is streamed. We should have done a watch party in big screen.
Yeah, maybe we could find it. Dave
Yeah,
can find everything.
yeah, that's true. I'm sure we can find yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading random bits of the article. I'll put the article in the show notes that you can have a read. But that's real something, that's I mean, hopefully Mark Zuckerberg was there because I'm sure that's his dream to have something as big as that now being metaverse. For sure, for sure. But anyway, that fun news story will probably wrap up the end of the show. Unless Samson, do you have any non-VR things you wanted to mention? Or you've pretty much
Um, yeah, not this week really. I watched a lot of a Twitch streamer play Vampire Survivors, and now I really want to play that. So
do
that's
you have it
about it.
already?
I do. Yeah, it's very cheap.
Also, I need to just people who are listening now, if anyone's played Hotline Miami, let me know in the Discord. I recommend this to Samson because it's an absolutely phenomenal game. Um, and he's gonna wait for sale, and it's a terrible idea. You should just buy it now because it's so worth it. So if anyone's in the Discord who has played Hotline Miami and know how good it is, convince him. Convince him.
I'm gonna wait for sale. Vampire Survivors 5 quid. 5 quid. No, it's $5.
$5. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything. I'll probably get back into some more PlayStation VR. I really do want to buy Light Brigade on the Quest though, because that's really good. And a lot of people are starting to like
That's
it.
looking good.
Yeah, it looks good, and I think I'd rather get it on the Quest because I feel like I'd play it more when I'm just in my room or something. So I might pick it up, but I don't know. It depends. I've got so many games now that I'm
Wait,
playing.
wait, it's on PSVR too?
It is, yeah. It's gonna be better, but
Yeah, you gotta do that, dude. You gotta do it.
yeah, yeah. I'm Quest by heart. That's why we still do the Let's Talk Oculus podcast here. Next week's gonna be Let's Talk PlayStation though, where we'll have PJ on. But until then, Take care, guys. Take care. You're not gonna sign off?
Oh yeah, this is my sign off.
This is why you need a better sign off because I feel like there's 2 weeks in a row now that you've
You mean
forgotten.
yeah, because I've forgotten it?
2 weeks in a
Perhaps.
row. I feel like you need more memorable sign off. But anyway,
Wait. Yeah, I was supposed to say this is my sign off. And then everybody or something like this. I forget what it was written.
what
It
for
was something
Dark?
Ron,
Dark
the Ron
said, "This is
Burgundy.
my sign
Yeah.
off. Go fuck yourselves." Is what Dark
Yeah,
said.
that was it. That was it. Yep.
But you messed it up there. So maybe next time.
I
Maybe next
forgot.
time. Anyway, see you later, guys. I'll speak to you next week.